Good afternoon, students. Let us continue the topic relation, and we have to use the same fact that I already told you about the relation, symmetricity of a relation, then when the relation is reflexive, and when the relation is what? Symmetric. Now let me consider some more questions. Now the question is here, give an example of a relation which is symmetric but neither reflexive nor transitive. We have to put the examples. Let we assume the set A having element x, y, z. Then we have to define a relation of A. Then I am considering here the relation R1. We have to show it must be symmetric but neither reflexive nor transitive. Now I have considered the relation, consider the ordered pair xy and yx, because x is related with y is related with x. So it is what? Symmetric. But there is no such element of the type xx, yy and zz. Therefore it is not reflexive. And there is no such pair for what? AB belonging to R and BC belonging to R. Then we can say only this relation defined is only symmetric. It is neither reflexive nor transitive. Now let us consider another. We have to find the relation which is only transitive but neither reflexive nor symmetric. It should be transitive. So I have considered here the relation. It should be never reflexive. It means there is no element of the type xx, yy, zz type element should not be there, and neither it is symmetric. Now I have considered xy. Then we are having yx. Here is xx, here is what? Yz. If the yz is there, then zy is not there. So it is not symmetric. Now xx is there, but yy and zz are not there. So it is not reflexive. So therefore, this is the example. Only this relation is what? This is what? Transitive, but neither reflexive nor symmetric. If how the transitivity? Because there is no such pair AB belonging to R and BC belonging to R. If there is a pair like this, AB belonging to R and BC belonging to R, only then we have to see AC must belong to R. So this type of relation is what we can say it is neither reflexive nor symmetric, because xx is there but yy and zz that is not there. If yz is there but zx is not there, so it is what? Neither reflexive nor symmetric. And third, we have to tell the relation that is reflexive and symmetric but not transitive. Now here let us, if it is not transitive, it means we have to create some pair which does not satisfy the transitivity of the relation. Now it should be reflexive and it should be symmetric. If it is reflexive, then xx must be there, yy must be there and zz must be there. Now it is symmetric. If xy is there, then yx must be there. But it is not what? Transitive. Now here let us see, xy is there, yz is there, but xz is not there. So we can say it is not transitive. Let us see it again. We have to tell the relation on A such that it should be reflexive and symmetric but not transitive. It is reflexive, so xx should be there, yy should be there and zz should be there. Now it is symmetric. If relation xy is there, then yx must be there. Now similarly, if yz is there, then zy should be there. So it is what? Symmetric. But it should not be transitive. If I am considering this pair xy and yz, then xz is not there. So it is not transitive. So therefore, next we have to put the example. The relation we have to tell in on A such that is reflexive and transitive but not symmetric. Now it is reflexive, so xx should be there, yy should be there and zz should be there. Now here we have to tell it is not symmetric. Now if xy is there, then yx is not there. So similarly, therefore as xy belonging to R4 but yx does not belong to R4, so we cannot say it is what? Symmetric. It is reflexive and transitive. because for the transitivity we are not having the pair like what? XY and YZ like pair we are not having. So we should not say it is not transitive. If there is something like this here that happened here, then this condition is there, then we can say it is not transitive. But reflexivity, XX is there, YY is there, ZZ is there. For symmetricity, XY is there, but YX is not there, so it is not symmetric. Now here the next we have to tell the relation symmetric and transitive but not reflexive. It is symmetric and transitive but it is not reflexive. For it we can assume here symmetric hai, if xy is there then yx is there. Then it is not reflexive, xx is there, yy is there but zz is not there. So it is not reflexive. For symmetricity we are having a pair like this xy then yx is there. So it is what? Symmetric. Now the for transitivity we can't say there is one pair like this AB belonging to R and BC belonging to R, then AC belongs to R. We are not having such pair. So we can say it is not it is symmetric and transitive but it is not reflexive. Now here the one term is here equivalence class. Let A be a non-empty set and A belonging to A. Then R be an equivalence relation in A, then written as AA, or we are putting A in the square bracket, means equivalence class of A with respect to R means all the elements belonging to A which are related with the element A, that is known as equivalence class, or it can be written as AA X where X belongs to A and X must be related with A. This is known as equivalence class. Yesterday we have done the question, we have to find all the lines which are related to the line parallel to y equal to x plus 4. So it means we have to find out the equivalence class of that given line. Similarly here, listen it again. Equivalence class of any element belonging to A means all the elements of A which are related with the given element, that is known as equivalence class of any element of A. Now the second definition, sometime it can be used in the question, not very much used. The congruence modulo n. The word is here congruence modulo n. If A and B are two integers and n is a positive integer such that n divides A minus B, then A is said to be congruent to B module n. Then listen it again. If A and B are two integers and n is a positive integer such that n divides A minus B, then A is said to be congruent to B modulo n and written as A, the sign of congruent here like this, A congruence B module n means n divides A minus B. And similarly we can give any example here. Now 4 divides 31 minus 7 because 31 minus 7 is 28. Now 4 divides 31 minus 7. This implies it can be written as 31 congruent 7 module 4. Similarly 8 divides 3 minus 5. 3 minus 5, 8. It means 8 divides 8. So this can be written as 3 congruent minus 5 module 8. So this is another definition for very rarely used in our question, congruence modulo n. It is a new term, so I have told you, but it means it is given in sometime in the elements it is given. I think NCERT, I don't sure it is given or not, but it is a new term. You must know what it means. Now here let us see another question. Determine whether R defined on set R of all real numbers. One R is here for relation, another R is for here the set of real number, as R the set of ordered pair AB belong to R and A minus B plus under root 3 belongs to S, where S is the set of irrational number, is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Listen the question again. Determine whether R defined on set R of all real numbers given by the set of ordered pair where AB belonging to R means real number and A minus B plus under root 3 belongs to S, where S is a set of irrational number. We have to check either it is reflexive, symmetric and transitivity. So now here let us see here, for every A belonging to R, for every A belonging to R, A minus A plus under root 3, because the relation is what? A minus B plus under root 3. So for every A belonging to R, A minus A plus under root 3, simplifying we are getting here under root 3. Under root 3 belongs to S. So we can say this implies A belongs to R. It means it is what? Reflexive. For symmetricity, we are taking the example here, let A is under root 3 and B equal to 1. For the symmetricity, we have to, what we have to prove? A related with B and B related with A. So I have considered this example, let A equal to under root 3 and B equal to 1. Putting this value here, we are getting here under root 3 minus 1 plus under root 3. It equal to 2 under root 3 minus 1. That is belonging to what? S, the set of irrational number. Therefore, under root 3 1 belongs to R, because they are satisfying this condition. But when I am taken here, what about BA? BA is here 1 minus under root 3 plus under root 3. Then after simplifying, we are getting equal to 1. But 1 is what? Rational number. It is not irrational number. Therefore, 1 does not belong to S. This implies 1 under root 3 does not belong to R. So therefore A related with B, but B is not related with A. Therefore R is not symmetric. Listen it again. Whenever in any question we have to prove that it is not symmetric, it is not transitive, then only we have to quote the example. We have taken here A equal to under root 3, B equal to 1. We can take another B equal to 2, it can also be taken here. Now A is equal to under root 3, B equal to 1. Then by putting value here, we are getting here under root 3 minus 1 plus under root 3. So simplifying to under root 3 minus 1. It is again irrational number. It belongs to us. It means under root 3 1 belongs to R, because under root 3 is related with 1. On the other hand, when I am taking BA, then it is what? It becomes what? 1 minus under root 3 plus under root 3 equal to 1. 1 does not belong to S. This implies 1 under root 3 does not belong to R. It means the relation is not symmetric. Now for the transitivity again we will do for the example. Let A equal to 1, B equal to under root 2 and C equal to under root 3. Now here we are assuming let AB and BC belonging to R, because when we are putting this value here, both are what? Resultant is what? Irrational number. Now as 1 under root 2 and under root 2 under root 3 belongs to R, we can show it here 1 minus under root 3 plus under root 3. It is what? Irrational, so belongs to S. Similarly about under root 2 under root 3, under root 2 minus under root 3 plus under root 3, again under root 2 belongs to us. Now we have to prove that we have to check either 1 under root 3 belongs to S, then we have considered 1 under root 3. Now 1 under root 3 does not belong to R, because when we are putting this value here, 1 minus under root 3 plus under root 3 equal to 1, and 1 is what? A rational number. It is not irrational number. Therefore 1 does not belong to S. Therefore, when AB and BC related to AB and BC belongs to R, but AC does not belong to R, so we can say R is not transitive. So therefore, let us see another question. Now the question is here. The set A is given having element 2, 4, 6, 8. R with the relation is greater than. On the set A, write R in the roster form. Is this relation reflexive, symmetric and equivalence? We have to tell. Now here the relation we have to write down. The relation is greater than. We have to make the ordered pair. The relation is what? Is greater than. So let us consider from the largest number 8. 8 is greater than 6. 8 is greater than 4. 8 is greater than 2. Then 6 is greater than 4. 6 is greater than 2. Then 4 is greater than 2. These will be ordered pair in the R, we have written R in the roster form. Now we have to check either it is reflexive. Now R is not reflexive as 2, 2, 4, 4, like these doublets are not there in the R. Therefore, it is not reflexive. Now you have to check the symmetricity. Now as 8, 6 belongs to R, but 6, 8 does not belong to R, so it is not symmetric. Now we have to now it is neither reflexive nor symmetric, so it should not be equivalence relation, because a relation is an equivalence relation. Number one, when it is what? Reflexive. Number two, when it is what? Symmetric. And third one is what? But first two conditions are fair. So therefore there is no need to check the other condition. It is not reflexive, not symmetric, so it is not an equivalence relation. Now let us see the another question. Show that the relation R in the set A of points in a plane given by R, PQ, where P and Q have equal distance from the origin is an equivalence relation. Also show that the set of all points related to a point P different from origin is the circle passing through P with origin as center. First, we have to prove that the relation is defined in set A of points in the plane. We have to show that this relation is what? Equivalence relation. So let us see a set of the points in the plane. The relation is defined here. It means PQ, P and Q are equidistant from origin. If O is the origin, it means we have to give an OP equal to OQ. Now for the reflexivity, let P be any point. Then we can easily write OP equal to OP. It means PP belongs to R for every P belonging to A. Therefore, R is what? Reflexive. Listen it again. For P belonging to A, we have OP equal to OP. You can easily write it. It means PP belongs to R for every P belonging to A. Therefore, it is what? Reflexive. Let us consider the symmetricity. Let PQ belongs to A such that PQ belongs to R. Therefore, if PQ belongs to R, it means OP equal to OQ, or it can be written as OQ equal to OP. Now, if PQ belongs to R, then QP also belongs to R. So, R is what? Symmetric. Now, let us check its transitivity. Now, we consider any arbitrary pair like this. Let PQ and QS belonging to R. Now, if PQ belong to R, then OP equal to OQ. If QS belong to R, then OQ equal to OS. Now, these two implies OP must be equal to OS. This implies PS belong to R. It means R is what? Transitive. Therefore, R is what? An equivalence relation. Now, the second thing we have to find all the points in the plane which are related to the point P different from origin are all those points whose distance from origin equal to OP. So therefore these points form a circle with radius OP, because the points which are related with P all are equal distance from the origin. So if we are having a set of points all are equidistant from a given point, then that always represent a circle. Therefore the set of all points related to P is a circle passing through the point P, passing through the point P with origin as the